Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to start our lesson 1 in history, and name of the chapter is When, Where and How. So this chapter is about history. What is history? You should know first what is history. History is the record of past events. History is a continuous and systematic record of the past events. And what is the importance of history? Why do we study history? By studying history, we get to know about our country and the world. Now we will read about the sources of history. Which are the sources which help us to understand the history? Sources of history can be divided into two categories. The first one is archaeological sources and the other is literary sources. First we will do archaeological sources. Archaeology, what is archaeology? The study of remains of the past is called archaeology, and the remains of the past which are excavated by the archaeologist are called archaeological remains. These sources are further, archaeological sources may be further divided into the following categories. The first one is material remains. What are material remains? The old pieces of pottery, old pieces of pottery, clothes, utensils, toys, etc. found during excavations. What is excavation? The act of digging the earth is called excavation. And while these archaeologists, they dug the earth, they find different pieces of pottery, clothes, utensils, toys, and these sources help us to understand history. The other source is coins. The study of coins is called numismatics, and the coins found during excavations, they have images of kings, they have images of gods and goddess, they tells us about the religious symbols of that time. Then comes inscriptions. What are inscriptions? Inscriptions are written records engraved on hard surfaces like metal, stone, etc. These inscriptions were written on the palm leaves and the barks of birch trees in the past, and these inscriptions were written in Pali, Prakrit and Sanskrit languages. The other source of history is literary sources. These sources, literary sources means handwritten texts are called literary sources, or written records are called, come under literary sources. These literary sources may be further divided into religious texts. What are religious? As from the name it is clear, these are religious in nature, like Vedas, Puranas, which were written in the past. These religious texts tells us about our past. The next source is epics. Epics are also long versified narrations which, like Ramayana and Mahabharata, which tells us about the social life of that period. Next comes the secular text. Secular text means which is not religious in nature. First we had done about religious text. Secular text is opposite to it. Secular text means the texts which are non-religious in nature, like plays, dramas. These may be the biographies of the kings also. Accounts of foreign travelers come in the secular text. Then comes the Sangam literature. This literature, it grew in south, and language was used was Tamil. It contains 30,000 lines of poetry which tells the qualities of the various heroes. And the last source which comes under literary sources is account of foreign travelers. Many foreign travelers, they came to India, they visited India during the time period of different rulers. Like Herodotus, who is considered as the father of history, he had accompanied Alexander when Alexander attacked on India. So we come to know how Alexander attacked on India by reading the accounts of Herodotus. And same way, Fayan, Heonsang were the Chinese Buddhist pilgrims which visited India during the reign of Harshvardhan, and it tells us about the religious tolerance of Harsha. Of history is divided into two categories, history and prehistory. What is prehistory? Prehistory is the time when man had not learnt the art of writing, the period when writing had not been invented. And what is history? The period of the written records of the events of the past, and when man had learnt the art of writing, that period is called history. Historical time is studied under the following heads. We can divide study of history into three time periods, that is ancient India, ancient period, medieval period and modern period. In this book we will read about ancient period which lasted till 8th century AD. What do dates mean? Now different historical events are described by the different abbreviations like AD, BC. So what does these dates or what does these abbreviations means? BC stands for before Christ. The events which happened before the birth of Jesus Christ are shown by the terms BC. AD stands for Anno Domini. It is used to show the events which happened after the birth of Christ. And besides this also we use two more terms, that is BCE and CE. BCE stands for before common era and CE stands for common era. Where the geographical framework, it means how history is influenced by the geographical locations or conditions. Our history was greatly affected by the geographical factors also. What do we include in geographical factors? We have mountains, river valleys, oceans, coastal lines. These are considered geographical factors. These geographical factors influenced our history also. I will explain in detail how history is influenced by the geography. India's boundary, external boundary, is constituted by the external borders, natural borders. India has natural borders like Himalaya in the north, which protect us from the extreme cold Siberian winds, and oceans surrounded by the peninsular region, they protect us from foreign attacks. And our earlier human settlements or first cities were also developed near the river valleys like Indus, Ganga and Narmada. First settlements they developed near the river valleys like Indus, Ganga and Narmada, because these river valleys had proper amount of water and fertile plains also, and these areas had proper vegetation also, means forest also, and there were a number of wild animals, and hunting was also easy for the early human beings. And why these developments grew in these river valley civilizations? Because these river valleys have the favorable conditions to support life. The first ever empire Magdha also developed near the Ganga valley. I hope you all have understood this chapter. Thank you.